guys, what's up? It's Roosty here with Sir Fred somewhere around the house, and we're here to see Uncle Joe's new pet monkey. And that is, of course, T-54 first prototype, the Russian premium medium tier 8 tank, which is available at the premium shop after the 9.7 patch came out. I think it goes somewhere around 8,700 gold, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, is somewhere around 30 euros, maybe, but we'll check that out later on. I have to tell you, I did play this on the test server, and I didn't like tank at all. I just thought it was like the slower, more sluggish version of T-44, and the reason I didn't like it, I think I did tell myself that those are the reasons, the sluggish and slower and stuff like that, but the reason I think actually was that I tried to play it like T-44, and while this tank does like most of the things you want medium tanks to do, it kind of like manages them, but it doesn't excel in any of the ways. And the reason is that it is actually a bit sluggish, and it is actually a bit slow for a medium. It can get into places, but really rarely it gets there first. And I had like tons of fights where I had used to that I would use my T-44 and go there, and this just didn't work out. But the reason it is so slow, and the reason what dictates the gameplay you use in this tank, comes here. I just show it to you. If you look at the T-44, and if you look at the T-44's armor, it's got 90 on the upper plate and 90 on the lower plate, and you get like these kind of values. I mean 100, 150, 140, 130, around there. I hate this turret thing. And you got like decent values in the turret. Obviously it doesn't have anything, but if you look at the T-54 and it's like dead ahead to you, the up plate and the lower plate are both 120 millimeters thick, and they are very sloped, and they're sloped in a way that this just gives some sick values on the armor. I mean, look, 190, 180 on the lower, and if you start to angle this thing, it's just ridiculous. And I have two replays in this review, and the other one is concentrated solely on the use of this frontal armor, because it does have good turret armor. This is a decent hull down tank. Just remember, maybe not wanting to face like the tier 9 heavies or tier 10 heavies. They will penetrate you. But as played as a support tank, this is actually pretty good. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna compare it to the other tier 8 premiums on other trees, and that after that we're gonna go see some replays. So if we're on the Tank Compare website, and if you look at the T-54 first prototype, I did put there a German Panther 8.8 and the Chinese T-34-3 mediums, because they are somewhere around there in the price range, and it's good to compare these, because if you wanna buy some of these or just one, you have some things to compare. I mean, obviously they're all tier 8s. The price is, the Panther is actually the cheapest, and which I don't have it. I probably need to get it to do a review, but that price with these stats, it doesn't sound that bad. But let's just stick with the T-54. I mean, it's got 1,300 hit points, which is decent. well, the single range is just hilarious compared to these two, but it is the slowest. While it is still the lightest, but it is the slowest in all. But the thing is that if you look at the armor, I mean the hull armor, it's got 120. Panther basically doesn't have any armor. You can throw a knife and it will go through. The T-34-3 has some in the hull. I mean, it's got a great turret, but T-54 has almost as good turret as the T-34-3. So there's the beef still in this tank. Engine power, not too great. Traverse speed, yes. I mean, obviously, it does have the resistance. View range is shit. It's even shit compared to these two, but that's okay. Damage per minute, it's would be the right word for it. I mean, it's better than the 34-3, and well, you can manage with that. And it does have this, dilemma of the premium penetration, because this tank faces tier 10s. I mean, you can switch into APCR, but that's the probably it doesn't help you if you don't know where to shoot. So basically in every match with this I ran out of the stock ammo because I do carry premium with me. Decent rate of fire, reload time, 0.38 accuracy, which is pretty horrendous, but you need to wait this tank to actually aim to the end, and it's not so good in snapshotting. If you see it in the replays, I do miss a lot of my shots, but that's basically due to the fact that the games I have as replays, maybe they are not so good performances by me. I don't know. Aim time is decent. The gun depression elevation is something that you can fight around with. I mean, they're not great. This is not a rich fighter at all, but in most of the maps you manage this by moving around your tank. It's not that bad. But this is one factor is that this only carries 34 rounds, and while I think I have like few HE rounds, and the APCR and the AP rounds are balanced. But usually I just basically always need to use the APCR because I run out of the stock ammo. Maybe I just put more about it. But this is an issue with this tank, is that it only has 34 rounds. And while I have scrolled and showed you about the stats of this T-44, hopefully you have seen the comparison of these tanks also. These tanks quite similar in many ways, but the fact is that the 88 doesn't have any armor, and T-34-3, while it does damage, it's the gun is slow, and the aiming is even more horrid than in T-54. I mean, but I maybe do a review of this tank later on. I don't know, but hey, let's go see some replays where I show some of the features of this tank. And this first replay is actually, I did play, my opinion is I played really bad game, and I played it really badly, and I was kind of like in a mood that this is not gonna work out, and I was too excited about it, but it turned out great. And this replay is all about the frontal armor of the T-54, so let's go check it out. So we're at Lakeville, and this is the best possible matchup maybe for this tank. Tier 8 match, a couple of heavy tanks above me, and I decided to go support the heavies into the city. But as I found out in a minute, that heavies are not going into the city for some reason, and this is I don't know if it's common when just we see a Mr. YOLO in his A43, we're gonna finish him. But what I usually see in this map is I don't usually see, but often I see that people play the encounter version just like they play the standard version, and I just think that that's the case, that they don't realize that they are playing the encounter, because I have seen matches where all the heavies go into the valley and just, you know, stay there, and you know, you take heavy through that valley isn't usually a good option in encounter games. I mean, if you got like tons of heavies and some people are going into town, that's great. But yeah, I've seen like, you know, heavy tank rushes in encounter from that valley, and it's just, you know, sick. The other team is already capping because our heavies are sitting comfortably in our cap, in our response point. And what I did here is I did see that IS-3, but for some reason I tried to look up these guys, and obviously I bounced because this tank is not for snapshotting. And I'm a bit worried about these guys on my right, on my back, these AMX, a couple of AMXs. I tried to snapshot IS-3 again, it doesn't work out. But luckily these guys are taken care of, and I'm trying to get towards the cap, because yes, we see that the other team is capping, and we still got, like, we got two heavies go to the valley. We have this IS-3 here, we have the Type 1 coming, but the KV-5 is, for some reason, he's still in our spawn. I don't know why. And now they have three guys capping, and I'm a bit cautious because I know that that IS-3 is somewhere aware of me. I don't have the gun depression here, so I need to go and get my front of my tank down so I can use some of the depression I have. And 175 penetration, not gonna do the trick. There's a T-34-85 just tickling my tank. And I'm just trying to get a shot, but I just, you know, this gun is not that accurate. And I finally managed to do some damage. I'm just trying, and the T-34-85 is just losing his patience with me. But the one thing with this tank is that you should keep it moving. It's, you know, it's one of the, with its armor and keep it moving, it's pretty hard to actually penetrate with lower tier and equal tier guns. So a lot of action, and the other team is capping, you know, with good rate, and I bounce again. And I just think that I need to do something. I mean, I kind of like lost hope in this game. You sometimes do. You're just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go into the cap and try to do some damage before I die. But, you know, strange things happen in World Tanks, as you can see. I got penetrated by T-54 prototype, which is the equal tank to myself. But I'm just gonna go into this corner right here and just try to, you know, there's 11 seconds left, and this is another Mr. YOLO. This is the T-34-85 that shot me in the early. I don't know what he's thinking. He was thinking that we're gonna win this game and I'm just gonna go get some extra damage, but that's bad luck for him. And I'm just gonna take this corner and try to hold it as long as I can, probably. Okay, tier 7 heavy tank KV-3 is just, you know, showing that how you should go around corners. Just go over the corner with the whole of your tank and just, you know, let everybody shoot you in the side. When you get to shoot like one shot, that shoot bounce. It's awesome. So we got a couple of tanks here, and this is the place where it comes to play this front plate of this tank. As you can see, I'm just, you know, rolling it back and forth all the time because that is just something I'm used to do. And as soon as I, you know, turn, because I think I like maybe side scrape a bit, that T-54 just makes it obsolete. It just shoots my sides, so I think it's a better option just to, you know, roll back and forth here. And as you can see, they are shooting my upper plate. All these guys are shooting my upper plate, and show you. There's already some good hits on that upper plate. And I'm just trading with this T-54 mod, and he also has this epic way of, you know, corner playing. He just, you know, rolls the whole half of this tank over the, you know, the corner. And this is Cheery, one of his finest moments. He does damage and then just, you know, bounces. And I did manage to get the T-54 because he was showing his side all the time, and all he has done is just, you know, bounce my front plate. But if you look at the plate and if you look at the turret, it's got multiple hits, but it doesn't have like penetrations around there. And this match is pretty much over, so we go to the next one. Okay, so let's look at the score plate, and here it is. Defender, Spartan, steel wall with the medium tank, bunch of these are like tokens or something. Master badge number 1, don't care about that. A bit less than 100, you know, K money. 1,861 experience with the premium. So that's not that bad, and obviously I did do the second most damage. I mean, this guy, he played a great game. That was just awesome game for him. I mean, these heavies did a good job, even though the one of the heavies went to the valley, but he did do his part. And the reason why I showed this replay was that I actually fired 22 times. I managed to hit almost all of them. I did almost 3k damage, but I did receive 21 hits, only 5 penetrated, and I did block over twice my hit points on this tank. So this is what T-54 can do, and I'm emphasizing the thing can do because to my mind I played a bad game, and my machine carried me through that game by, you know, blocking twice my hit points. So that was pretty sick, and almost every blocked shots were on the upper plate of my tank. Okay, this is the second game, and it's also a tier 8 match, and this is El Halaf. And it's actually not that bad because there's only like one arty per side, and there's loads and loads of heavy tanks. Obviously they got like a couple of mediums more than we, but we just try to manage. And I just decided to go support these guys in here because with the speed of T-54 you can't get you really can't get into the H7, and that's something I don't even like to do, even if it's a standard, you know, match, and this is an encounter. We don't have actually any of the, you know, tanks going for the cap, but that's just the way we are. I mean, we can do this without going for the cap, and I'm just going to this place where I usually go with the mediums, so if you haven't used this place, and try it out, but there's always like tanks here, so you need to be aware of that, and this is usually a place where you can get the damage done. But this is a bit tricky with T-54 product because of the gun repression. It doesn't have, and there's just guys you can say hi to them, because why are you even there? I mean, that's just stupid, and Artie has already noticed me, but you just have to imagine and wonder why does this guy be easy? Why is he here? Fucking English, I can't talk to you. And Artie is fixed on me, but I just need to move around a bit and get unseen, and Artie has trouble shooting me, and obviously he has more juicy targets to concentrate on. I was trying to get a shot on this T-38. Get one in the side, and that feels good. And yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I got this T-32 with me, and yeah, We're just gonna camp this corner here, and hopefully those guys that are actually doing nothing at the moment come there and do something. History bounces from my side, which is a bit hilarious. Let's see where it hit me. I can't see it. But yeah, it's all good. They have decided to stay there and defend something. And our guys have decided to stay there and defend something. It's all good. It's all good. But you just need to be patient. I mean, sometimes you see guys just start rushing here because it's just too much for them to take these, you know, difficult shots on everybody who are like camping and trying not to get shot. But yeah, bounce again. The gun is not the best of, you know, shooting the tier 8 heavies in the front. And as you can see, our 1815 is that guy. He just doesn't want to like camp anymore, and he probably has the frontal armor to do this. But yeah, I'm just gonna go and try to help out. And you know, I get a good shot on the lava plate, but I also managed to have some HP removed from my tank. I was trying to get a shot on that T-32 before I shot the, you know, the turret on that 1815, which I actually did not manage to do. I get some more damage out of that tank, and we're actually, you know, leading at the moment. But I will tell you that this match will be a nail biter. I spoil that much. Trying to have some looks here. 1815 is gone. There's the premium German going for the cap, and at this point I think I decided that I need to have some cap protection at least, since we have M6 and Rudy who haven't moved since the game started, you know, protecting our spawn. And I managed to miss that. I don't know what happened, but like I said, the accuracy is 0.38. And I managed to, I don't know where that went. I just, you know, with the tank that doesn't any armor. But now I managed to do some damage. And that's not gonna do me anything. He's shooting HE, and the bird is going just under me. It's a low roll, but he's just cornered himself, and that's just stupid. And the D-32 just finishes him off. And I know that bird is running around here somewhere, and the other tanks are not paying attention at all, and we have actually lost the Rudy and the M6 already from the spawn. So I need to do something. I need to go back to control the, you know, the game somehow. And T-54 is not that great in stretching the flanks, but you just have to try to deal with it. And this is a poor display. I just try to snapshot that bird, but it just doesn't, you know, do me any good. And I actually managed to do something, but we're gonna lose this M44, that's for sure. That's just too bad. I missed the Cromwell. And did do a bit damage, but the thing is that I don't know what our heavies are doing. I think they got into the mode that they're just gonna rush the base of the, you know, the enemy team. But the fact is that the spawn point is just there. There's no base. The base is in the middle, and kind of hoping that I would get like some assistance. But yeah, but you do what you can do, and I think this is a well, I did damage, and D-29 took him out. But the thing is that I'm facing like really fast tanks at the moment, and obviously the VK. So I need to be extra careful. I do have the hit points, yes, but I can get into trouble pretty easily because Cromwell and even the bird are so fast. So I'm just trying to be extra careful here. The game is actually tied at the moment, and we have one tank capping, so that's all good. Basically, we only have to do is I was going for the bird, and the VK just gives me a really bad hit, and all I can do is use all my 18 kilometers per hour to go back, and I actually managed to destroy the VK. And yeah, but the thing is that I'm still facing these two really fast tanks, and there's AMXs somewhere around here, probably, and I shoot the ground, for the bird. So the AMX is also here, so he's gonna give me. I'm pretty sure he's gonna give me a lot of trouble. I mean, that's an auto-loader, and I'm just hoping that I can get into this ditch that he has trouble, shooting me, and he shows himself to my guys, which are behind me. Well, that's 800 hit points well spent early on, and that's the clumsy. I did manage to miss him, but he bounces. And the gun doesn't really excel from these ranges, but that's a lucky shot. And leaving the Cromwell like 2 hit points, so that's just my luck in this game. 4,000 4k damage done. I'm just trying to apply pressure to Bird and AMX, and our team has lost its senses. I mean, the best option would have been just a cap, and the T-32 is just way back. It's just too much. It's just too much on the back side of the map. I mean, he should just come over and help us. I know he has a lot of kills, but that's just, just useless waiting. And yeah, I'm just trying to find a way, because I can't like rush and try to reach Bert. I just can't. I mean, he's just too fast for me. So we'll just see what happens. Obviously, this was a good game in T-54, but I did bounce a lot of shots. I did miss a lot of shots, so obviously this would have been a lot better still. Just trying to find this bird. I'm just telling people to cap, because all of our tanks are freaking slow, and it is hard for us to try to get to the bird. And as you can see, he has gone over the whole map, and he's on the other side. But I mean, that's just, I think he just wants to quit this, because he just ran into the open, and he's just trying to I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's gonna get shot by those 3 tanks. And the game's up. So let's go see some stats on this game. So here's the score played on that match on El Halaf. So high caliber, Confederate, some weird tokens, and 118,000 credits. And with premium, I think this was a double. 3,768. Let's see if it was a double. Yes, it was a double. So not that bad. Obviously, first place, 4,000 damage done. And I did not block that much, damage in this matchup, but I just showed that it can do damage. I didn't carry the game, but I did do a substantial amount of damage to enemy tanks, and that was the case with this tank. So it shows that this tank can excel as a support tank. It can do damage in the right matchup, but also, as you saw in the previous replay, it also can hold his own and block some shots and keep a corner. So that's that. Hopefully you like this review. If you want me to do more reviews of tanks, just let me know and I will do them. And I think that's all I really want to say about this matter. So hope you guys have a good time, and I see you on the next one.